Without dogs, you might not exist. Not your dog, your whole species. 40,000 years ago, we were losing. Slower than our prey, weaker than our predators, stuck in an ice age we were never built for. We had no business surviving. Then a wolf that could have killed you stopped at our fire and stayed. What came next is older than farming, older than cities. The first alliance our species ever made. So how did a deadly predator end up asleep on your couch? The answer runs through a Russian fox farm, a muscle that evolved to manipulate you, a 14,000-year-old grave, and the unsettling chance they tamed us right back. Forget the caveman adopts a cute puppy story. The truth is stranger. We probably didn't tame wolves at all. The friendliest ones tamed themselves. Around every human camp sat a buffet. Scraps, bones, waste. The wolves bold enough to scavenge there ate well. The ones that panicked and ran stayed hungry. Generation after generation, calm beat scared. We know this works because a Soviet scientist proved it, almost by accident. In 1959, Dmitry Belyaev began breeding silver foxes for one trait, and one trait only: friendliness toward humans. Within a few generations, the foxes changed on their own. Floppy ears, curly tails, patchy coats, even a bark. He selected for nice. He got dog. Friendliness, it turns out, quietly rebuilds an animal from the inside. That's likely what happened to the wolf. No leashes, no training, just a slow, silent deal. You tolerate us, you eat. The boldest, kindest wolves wrote themselves into our story. And it went deeper than useful animal. Near Bonn, in a grave 14,000 years old, lay two humans, buried with a dog. And the dog was a puppy, desperately sick, distemper 3 separate times. A dying puppy is useless. It can't hunt, can't guard. Keeping it alive meant weeks of hand feeding and care. They nursed a creature that could do nothing for them, and then laid it to rest with their own family. It's the oldest physical proof of something you'd recognize in a heartbeat: love for a dog. Then dogs did something no other animal bothered to do. They learned to read us. Point at something, and a dog follows your finger. A chimpanzee, our closest relative, usually just stares at the hand. They watch our faces. They track our eyes. Across thousands of years, dogs became fluent in a species that wasn't even theirs. They became experts in us. Now it gets competitive. 40,000 years ago, we shared the ice with another human species, the Neanderthals. Stronger than us, bigger brains, better built for the cold. On paper, we should have lost. Instead, they vanished, and we didn't. Anthropologist Pat Shipman has a striking, hotly debated theory for why. Her argument? We had a partner they didn't. Wolf dogs that tracked prey, cornered mammoths, and guarded the camp turned our hunters into something no lone human could ever be: a pack that could plan. Same ice, same prey. One difference that may have helped decide which kind of human inherited the earth. And the dog kept changing to fit us better. In 2019, anatomist Julianne Kaminsky found something almost unfair. Dogs evolved a tiny muscle above the eyes that wolves simply don't have, the one that makes the heartbreaking puppy dog eyes. It exists for a single reason. It triggers the human urge to care for a child. They grew a muscle just to melt you. So when your dog looks up at you, understand what you're seeing, not just an animal, the result of 40,000 years of the friendliest wolves choosing the kindest humans, and both being remade by it. In 2015, scientist Takefumi Nagasawa measured it. When a dog and a person simply look into each other's eyes, both of their brains release oxytocin, the same bonding hormone that floods a mother holding her newborn. Read that again. Your dog hijacked the exact chemical bond that evolved for human parents and their children. To it, you're not the owner, you are family, at the level of brain chemistry. We gained the first friendship our species ever made across the line between animals, a hunter, a guard, a warmth in the dark that asked for almost nothing, and we gave the same thing back. We were a frightened, outnumbered ape, losing to the cold and the dark. Then something with sharp teeth chose to sit beside us instead of hunting us, and we were never alone again. We didn't survive the ancient world by being the strongest. We survived it with a friend. We were never built to make it alone, and we still aren't. There's a new episode every week. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.